Court in Cairo is expected to hand down its verdict in the retrial of Egypt's deposed President Mohamed Morsi. He's accused of leaking state secrets to Qatar. As the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, Morsi was elected in 2012. But since being ousted from power by the Egyptian military a year later, he's been put on trial 4 times. Well, Abubakr al-Shamahi joins me live in the studio. Abubakr, remind us about this trial. There have been so many trials.
Well, this is the 5th trial that he's faced since he was deposed. In 3 of those trials, there's been a verdict and a sentencing. So he's already been sentenced to death in one of those trials for a prison break he was involved in 2011. And he's also had charges of, or sentences of 20 years and 25 years in cases involving another espionage case. And his role in the death of protesters during protests against him while he was still president. Now, those trials have been denounced by human rights organizations, and some see them as show trials. It's interesting, actually, to look at this specific trial and its link with Qatar. So he's accused this time of selling state secrets onto Qatar. And Qatar, of course, had a very close relationship with Morsi during his period in power. And he was always accused by his opponents and by the leaders of Egypt following him that he was this sort of pawn in Qatar's hand.
So with these allegations of espionage, how is that going to affect both regionally and domestically the situation?
Well, Saudi Arabia is one important country to look at here. Saudi Arabia was one of the principal backers of the coup against Mohamed Morsi in 2013. But with the new king, King Salman, there have been some moves and a push by Saudi Arabia for some sorts of rapprochement between between Sisi and Egypt's current rulers and Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood, and also wider regionally, looking at countries like Turkey, for example. Turkey was one of the principal supporters of Mohamed Morsi when he was in power. And it's also interesting to note that there's domestic implications here as well. So there are currently protests planned for Monday against President Sisi in relation to a recent deal to hand over 2 islands to Saudi Arabia. So that accusation that Sisi and his supporters had against Morsi, that he was simply a foreign pawn, that doesn't carry as much weight now, considering Egypt's current deal with Saudi Arabia to actually hand over land to that country.
OK, well, that court case is expected to start within our time, so hopefully we'll bring more on that story later. Thank you very much.